Probably. Hello and welcome back to the only car list on the internet that matters. This is part 4 of our epic, globe-trotting expedition to find the 25 coolest cars of the 1980s. Now I know what you're thinking, Harry. How can there possibly be more cool cars from the 80s? Well, the truth is, the 1980s was a sort of glorious, unregulated explosion of automotive genius and, let's be honest, complete and utter madness. It was a decade of sharp angles, turbochargers the size of dinner plates, and designers who clearly had access to some very strong coffee. And possibly other things. In this installment, we're digging even deeper. We've got cars that are so rare they make a unicorn look common, icons that defined a generation, and some machines so fantastically quirky, you'll wonder how they ever got signed off. We're talking about everything from brutish American land yachts to tiny Japanese oddities and French rally monsters that were barely tamed for the road. This isn't a list of the fastest or the most expensive, it's a celebration of cars with character, cars with soul, cars that make you feel something. So grab a suitably 80s beverage, something fluorescent probably, and settle in. As we go, I want to know which of these machines gets your pulse racing. Get your keyboards ready and drop a comment below telling me which one you'd have in your dream garage. Right, enough preamble. Let's get on with it, because the 80s aren't getting any younger, and neither are we. Let's dive in. A civilized way to lose your hair with a V12 and target-top British charm. The definitive Gentleman's Express, a leather-lined missile for crossing continents in absolute unruffled comfort. The car Australians used to prove their continent was, in fact, completely impassable, gloriously tough. The Nissan POW is a fantastically weird retro-styled slice of Japanese bubble-era optimism that they selfishly kept for themselves. The Toyota Quick Delivery is a van that looks like a cartoon character. It's utterly unique and honestly brilliantly practical for Japanese streets. The Toyota Soarer is a Japanese GT packed with more digital wizardry than the Starship Enterprise. Seriously, it's a real techno marvel. The GMC R 2500 Suburban High Sierra is, honestly, the automotive equivalent of Texas. It's enormous, unapologetic, and, well, capable of towing a small moon. The GMC Tracker is a plucky little thing that proved you didn't need a giant truck for some off-road fun. The Pontiac Bonneville Safari was the quintessential American family wagon, complete with wood paneling and enough space for a football team. America's brave and occasionally flammable attempt at a mid-engine sports car for the masses. Carroll Shelby decided a pickup truck needed a V8 and stripes. Who were we to argue? A humble hatchback given the full-on, fire-breathing Carroll Shelby treatment. A proper little hooligan. So light and agile it felt like an extension of your own nervous system, driving purity. The sensible Lotus, if such a thing exists. 4 seats, Toyota parts, but still brilliant. Essentially, a Mercedes G-Wagon with a French accent, built to be tough for the military. Quite possibly the greatest hot hatchback ever made, a perfectly balanced giant slaying legend, simple as. A Ford Fairmont that thought it was a pickup truck, incredibly rare and wonderfully bizarre. A transit van body dropped on a racing chassis with a Cosworth V8. Utterly, beautifully insane. Brazil's answer to the American pickup truck, with its own unique and rugged local flavor. The bigger, tougher Brazilian workhorse, the backbone of commerce south of the equator, unstoppable. A mid-engined, wide-bodied monster built for rally stages but barely legalized for the road. Terrifying. The special edition hot hatch in stealthy matte black, the official car of French mischief. The road-going version of a rally god, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, and just dripping with motorsport pedigree. A breathtakingly beautiful Group B homologation special, the last rear-wheel drive car to win the World Rally Championship. A car with honestly the silliest name and the smallest pickup bed ever, a tiny brilliant cult hero. And there we have it. Another 25 glorious examples of why the 1980s was a golden age for the automobile. From the absurdly powerful to the powerfully absurd, we've seen it all. But now, the power is in your hands. I need to know which car from this eclectic bunch is your absolute favorite. Are you a fan of the unhinged French rally cars like the Renault 5 Turbo? Or does the brutish simplicity of a GMC Suburban do it for you? Perhaps the quirky brilliance of the Suzuki Mighty Boy has captured your heart. Get down into the comments and fight for your champion. I want to see arguments, passion, and maybe a little bit of friendly name-calling. This journey through the decade of decadence is far from over. Believe it or not, we still have a whole host of incredible machines to cover in the next part of this series. We'll be looking at cars that push the boundaries of technology, style, and in some cases common sense. Trust me when I say you will not want to miss what we have in store. We've saved some of the most ambitious, most powerful, and most significant cars for the grand finale. A massive thank you for joining me on this trip down memory lane. Your support is what makes these deep dives possible. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey and you want to see how this epic list concludes, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you won't miss a single moment of the automotive brilliance that's still to come. Until next time, keep the passion alive.